All right, let's talk about English tenses. They can feel like this impossible maze, right? But what if I told you they're not just a random list of rules to memorize? They're actually a system. A pretty logical, predictable system, in fact. And today, we're going to find the key and unlock the whole thing.
So, let's kick things off with the big question that seems to trip up, well, just about everyone. Are we dealing with 12 tenses, or is it 16? You've probably heard both numbers thrown around, and that confusion is exactly why we're digging into this.
And hey, if you've ever felt totally lost by all this, you are in good company. I mean, academic sources show that even advanced students struggle to tell all the tenses apart. It's just a notoriously tricky part of the language. But, and this is the good news, that whole complicated system is built on one simple, kind of beautiful formula. Seriously, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So you ready? Let's decode this thing piece by piece.
Okay, so the foundation for pretty much every tense you'll ever use rests on just two core ideas: time and aspect. If you can get your head around these two, you are most of the way there.
First up is time. Honestly, this is the easy part of the puzzle. It just tells us when an action is happening. Think of it as the basic anchor for everything else we're about to build. And for our little formula, there are only 3 time frames you need to worry about: the past, the present, and the future. That's it. Simple enough, right? This is the first half of our key. Okay, now for our second ingredient, aspect. So if time tells us when something happens, aspect tells us how it happens. It describes the nature of that action. Is it a single quick event, an ongoing thing, or something else entirely? This is where all the precision and nuance comes from. Now, there are 4 and only 4 aspects to learn. The best way to think about them is like different lenses on a camera. The simple aspect? That's your basic snapshot, a single or habitual action like I work. Continuous is like a short video clip. It shows an ongoing, temporary action, I am working. The perfect aspect is all about results. It connects a past action to a later point in time, like I have worked. And finally, the perfect continuous is like a time-lapse video. It shows how long an action has been going on. I have been working.
So what happens when we put our 3 times and our 4 aspects together? Well, this is where the first 12 tenses just appear. It's really cool.
Okay, just look at this grid for a second. It's a perfect 3x4 matrix. All you do is pick a time from the side, let's say past, and then you pick an aspect from the top. How about perfect? And boom! Where they meet, you get the past perfect. I had worked. Every single one of these 12 core tenses works with that exact same logic. See? It's a system, not just a long list to memorize. So you might be wondering, why does all this precision really matter? I mean, is this just for grammar nerds? Not at all. As one source puts it, these little distinctions are absolutely vital in high-stakes situations. Getting the tense right isn't just about sounding smart, it's about being crystal clear when it really, really counts.
Let's make this super practical. Imagine a colleague says, "We've signed the contract." They're using the present perfect, and the focus is on right now. It means the contract is active, let's get moving. But if they say, "We signed the contract last year," using past simple, that's just a historical fact. It's information, but it's detached from the present. One is a green light, the other is just an FYI. See that huge difference?
So, we've got our 12 tenses locked down. But what about that original question, 12 or 16? Well, it is time to reveal the final key that gets us from 12 to the full 16. That's right, we're about to add the final 4 tenses to our system. And they're built using one last grammatical concept that adds this whole other layer of meaning to everything we've just learned. And that concept is called mood. Basically, mood just shows our attitude about what we're saying. Are we stating a fact? Are we giving a command? Or, and this is the important one for us, are we talking about a hypothetical, what-if, unreal situation? That right there is the conditional mood. And check out how neatly this plugs right into the system we already know. We're not learning new rules here, we're just applying the old ones. We just take the word would and combine it with those same 4 aspects we already mastered: simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. And just like that, you get your 4 conditional tenses, which are perfect for describing what would happen, would be happening, would have happened, or even would have been happening. Let's look at the most complex sounding one in action. Say you missed an amazing concert. The next day you might say, if I had known, I would have been sitting right there in the front row. That's the conditional perfect continuous. It paints this vivid picture of an unreal, ongoing past action, you enjoying the show. It sounds super advanced, but you can see how it's just built from the same logical pieces: time, aspect, and now mood.
So there you have it, the complete system, all 16 tenses. And understanding this isn't just some boring academic exercise, it gives your communication a level of precision that can make a huge difference in the real world.
So where does this mastery really pay off? Well, it's not just theory. Look at these applications. Whether you're in a critical negotiation, writing a detailed report, forecasting future trends, or drafting an academic paper, being able to choose the exact right tense gives you a serious professional edge.
Let's get even more specific. Imagine you're in a negotiation, saying, "We had been offering these terms before the other side made their move." Well, that sets a very precise timeline. It's not just a fancy way to talk, it's a powerful tool for strategic communication. It can completely change the dynamic of a conversation.
So the system is no longer a mystery. You have the formula, you have the grid, you have the keys to all 16 tenses. The only question left is, which one are you going to master first?